and people on YouTube in the future, this league is a friendly reminder that if I tell you I won't play your deck, what that actually means is this looks terrible, but I would play it for more money than you've offered. So this is Justin. This is a Justin special. We've had a few of these with some regularity on here. We're going to try and approach the second sun with some fogs and some Devastation Tides and some Termini. My expectations are low going into this league, so it's going to be tough for me to be disappointed. This was a $100 deck list. It's like Turbo Fog, but without the turbo. It's funny because it's sad. Basic Forest Avacyn's Pilgrim. Interesting. Oh, you know what? I should have let on Flooded Strand, because if I miracle a Terminus, I can't miracle it now. I'm gonna draw the Terminus and feel real dumb here. Would it be safe to assume that this deck winning matches would disappoint us? Almost certainly. I believe in miracles. Do. Beep beep do. Beep do. Do. And this game, this deck that we're playing against, is actually a fantastical example of why fog decks tend to struggle in Modern. Like, my opponent's playing one of the many decks in Modern that's going to be able to kill us without using the combat step, which leaves us in a very bad spot. I bottomed Path because I wanted a Terminus. I let the greed consume me. If you get a PT and invite and don't want to attend the PT, can you cash value that? And said, I don't believe so. I've not seen the -1 hat yet. They do look strange. They do look strange. Hey, Blue Shadow. Thank you very much for that brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yep. When I say Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months, we've been using the mattress that I'm advertising for the last 3 months now. Pretty much all the products that I advertise on my stream are things that I'm using. The Harry's razors down below, those are what I use to shave. And we did the Mac Weldon campaign for the clothing sponsorship for a little while. I still own their clothes. Wear them. They're very comfortable. BCWs, those are the deck boxes and sleeves that I use when I'm at tournaments. Etc, etc. Cool Stuff Inc. That's where I bought my Warhammer cards from. I don't own many Magic cards, but I did buy Warhammer cards from them. Yeah, Harry's is great stuff. And a lot of the people, a number of people brought up in chat that they are the product line that they use. Might be getting into the 4-month mark for the bed. Some of the sponsorships, Nivik, I get to dictate how long they stay up for. So like how for people that aren't familiar, how some sponsorships work are some of them pay you money like per month. And then there's others like the mattress sponsorship where they pay me like a flat bump up front as a signing bonus. And then I get a little bit of a kickback every time someone purchases their stuff. So I had a couple of people mention that they were going to be looking for new beds around like next year. So I think I'm going to leave that one up there for a little bit more. So I feel like other people are gonna pick them up and use that code at some point in the future. Issues with the Lisa Bitly link. It should still be live. A fetch here in response. Yeah, the link looks to work fine here. Make sure you're using the proper country code for US or CA for Canada. Yeah, weird. Maybe they were having a site issue. It's very possible I should have waited till end of turn to do what I just did. Like, just so I could end the turn there with an empty board. Sorry for the bot spam there for a hot second. And Justin, this is one of the issues with approaching a fog deck like this in Modern, right? Like, there's a reason why a lot of the fog decks that people put together in this format, like, have cards like Howling Mine and Dictative Crew Fix in them. Because, like, you can see here, we've kind of, like, set our opponent back with, like, these tempo plays. So, like, they're behind. But putting them behind hasn't really accomplished anything, right? I'm just going to concede this match, actually. This is pretty unwinnable for us. My kids haven't been around in the background for going on 6 months now. No, so start of the year even. We hired a sitter in January. So 10 months. Since I started doing this full time, the kids are no longer running around screaming and playing. For a long while I was streaming, I was just streaming while the kids were hanging out playing with their toys in the background anyway, so they were loud. Since this started having enough subscribers to become a job, it's become more professional. I'm still here being me, but the background noise is more professional. Ben. Been at this for a while. We're February. February might be correct, Nivik. We started full-time daycare in April, I think, or March, one of the two. But we had a sitter for a little bit before that. Good call on the stream title. Did I ever come to the EU? Nope. That costs lots of dollars. Traveling to tournaments in the United States is expensive. I can't even imagine how much it would cost me to subsidize a trip to the EU. All right, let's do it. Okie doke. We're gonna approach the second sun, chat. How could we ever lose the game? There's some kind of bug flying around above my head. That's harmless. Is it a mantis? The Delver's coming for its revenge. Goblin Guide. So you're saying there's a chance. That's all I need, chat. All I need is a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. The 8 counterspells on my sideboard are probably pretty okay here too. How tall am I? I'm right about 6 foot. 6 foot, 200 pounds. 205 pounds? Doctor said 205 pounds. I actually don't own a scale. Mostly because I don't care. Doesn't my wife care? Nah, she already bought me. I get to deteriorate now. It's like when you buy a car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's worth far less. It's the same thing when you get married. It's worth far less once you drive it off the lot. And get Eidolon and die here. This is a matchup where Mikokoro is not particularly useful. Don't want to give the burn deck more cards. What does my wife do for a living? My wife is a business analyst for a major insurance company. What does a business analyst do? I have no idea. Probably something with spreadsheets. We actually don't get a break on our insurance. It's kind of funny. I think there's some kind of, I'm not a lawyer. I think there's some kind of law about that, but I also just might be making that up. Analyzes the business. I'm moderately healthy. I just eat too much sugar. Exercise a few days a week. I'm a data analyst and there are spreadsheets here. I can only assume it's the same. BCS, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the continued support. Am I dead yet, opponent? Oh, they're not playing burn, they're playing like 8 whack. Or goblin something. Enjoy the extra lands I gave you. This is probably better for us because Terminus is good here. Terminus is not great against burn, but it's probably good against 8 whack. Oh no. Oh no, the emissaries are burning, chat. Do the goblins look tired to anybody else? Anybody know? I feel like the goblins are looking a little tired. Battle of Wits is not explicitly banned in paper, so much as there is a rule in paper Magic that you are required to be able to sufficiently randomize your deck in a reasonable amount of time on your own, unless you have some type of medical condition that prevents you from doing so. So if you are unable to sufficiently randomize your deck in a reasonable amount of time because it's too large, you are breaking the rules of tournament Magic. I wanted to tell you I liked your performance with the rock deck and the write-up after recent tournaments. What are your thoughts? I wouldn't change anything. I think the deck list with or without spell bombs is fine. I think if you don't expect to play against graveyard decks, I'd cut the spell bombs. If you expect to play against some dredge, leaving the spell bombs is fine. Let's not make jokes like that, Herda. If I were to bring a poker shuffle machine, is Battle of Wits viable? I don't actually know. I don't think you're allowed to use a machine to shuffle. I would guess that that's against the rules, but I don't actually know that for certain. Skull Clamp MTG, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month. If I'm being completely honest, I would have made a bigger fuss about my opponent's Battle of Wits deck and them not being able to sufficiently randomize it because they didn't and they couldn't if I had not been playing on camera. I played differently and did not call a judge like I would have in paper because I was playing on feature match. Which, in hindsight, was wrong and I should have been more persistent. That's great, Diva. Were you watching when we 26 someone with it the other day? With insult injury? It's okay, Skull Clam. I won the match. Winning or losing the match is irrelevant. You don't allow your opponent to break the rules just because they're gonna let you win. That's not how Magic works. That's not how maintaining integrity works. That's what some idiot in the Reddit thread commented that they should be allowed to not sufficiently randomize their deck because they're putting themselves at a disadvantage playing Battle of Wits. To which I was like, well, what other rules do they get to break? Like, do they get to draw 2 cards a turn? They get to like play 2 lands a turn. Which rules do they get to break because they're playing a deck that's suboptimal? Is this all written down somewhere? Yeah, can they look at the top card of their deck? Like where's the line? Please let me know. I just want to make sure I understand where it's at. No, they were dead serious. 600 hours. I don't think I want Negate in this matchup. I think I'm just gonna click submit. Yeah, new meta. Trying to maximize how bad your deck is to get extra out of game effects, right? Like, I've registered only basic plane, so I get to draw 2 cards a turn. My deck is terrible. What is the relentless last number for Battle of Wits? It's got to be pretty huge, right? It's got to be somewhere in the hundreds to 200s. Yep. You know, like I said, you can watch the round 2 feature on SCG. You can watch them shuffle. And then the other mistake I made during the match was when the judge was originally watching my opponent shuffle, I made the mistake of helping them randomize their deck initially. It's not your job to help your opponent randomize their deck. The opponent has to fully randomize the deck completely on their own. I'm just gonna let this hit me. Yeah, can a judge correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're obligated to play with sleeves in tournament Magic these days, right? Because of things being marked. How do you define sufficient randomization? You shouldn't know which section of your deck a card is in. So like, let's say I pick up my deck while I'm searching it, and then I shuffle a little bit. If I know cards that I looked at are still in the top half of my deck is then not sufficiently randomized. I need to not know even the approximate positions of any of the cards in my deck for it to be sufficiently randomized. Kick it. All right. I want to cycle this Hieroglyphic Illumination so we can hit Devastation Tide or Terminus. Probably go fetch a tap land plus exhaustion this turn. I think Battle of Wits is a sweet card for casual formats. It just shouldn't... It's like Shahrazad, right? It just shouldn't be legal in tournament Magic. There's a chain in Columbus called BJ's that was really good food. They're like Chili's, Applebee's. Now, I don't want to group them with Applebee's because Applebee's is garbage, but they're like a Chili's or Fridays quality place. It was really good. We don't have those here in Illinois. We definitely had a Pazuki. 10 out of 10 Pazukis were had. Yeah, they're definitely a chain, but we don't have them where I live in Illinois. Or in the Chicago area. I never say yes or no to just generic archetype Skull Clamp. Just always. I think I might have Red White Sisters in the queue actually. Norin Sisters is currently in the queue, so you are welcome to donate to bump the one that's in the queue. I say that archetype actually sounds familiar. I added one of those to the queue the other day with the donation. Hackies. I have not. Do I play in any of the Nerd Rage gaming series? I've played some of their events in the past. Norm's a good dude. We actually didn't get out to Melt over the weekend. Am I dead? For me to play my preferred version of Skred with... I don't know what that means. You just want me to build like a mono red Blood Moon deck? My normal... I build the deck price is $50. I assume we're dead here because I'm gonna have to fetch to 3. When playing standard, we have a standard donation queue. In fact, like a third of the queue at the moment is standard decks. My model is portable to lots of formats. Have you played Gruesome Menagerie yet? We've not. I think we have one in the queue, though. There's a lot of stuff in there. And just like, if this matchup isn't winnable, I feel like this is like as close to an ideal matchup as we can have in Modern with this deck. So like, if this is terrible for us, we're probably just like never winning, right? I could opt to find Exhaustion. Yeah, I guess that could be okay here. Standard is only going to be on Tuesday unless we have piles of money thrown at it. So my plan is to just follow the queue all the other days of the week. If it gets to a point where there's a bunch of standard decks with a bunch of points, we will do an extra day of standard. But otherwise, yes, I'm only doing standard on Tuesdays. Common Pirate, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. No, you're fine, Nivik. And not every format's for everybody, right? It's just like, I don't expect everybody to watch every different modern deck that we play. No, I didn't sideboard in Negates in that matchup. They just have too many creatures. Too many dorks. Erdia with the $3 donation. Thanks for the tip. Whoop, where's my dashboard at so I can read the message? That is not what I wanted to do. And Skull Clamp with the $20 donation. I'm sitting here making a sideboard by shuffling together all my sideboard options and pulling 15. Time me out so I can think about my decisions. For Red White Sisters in the queue. Thank you, Skull Clam. I mean, this is a hand of Magic cards. Well, look, no numbers. I think what people mean when they say they don't like standard is what they actually mean is they don't have time for standard, right? Like, time is a very finite thing. And honestly, I think a lot of people have been down on standard for a while. If they had time to try it out, they would like this current format. But not everybody has time to keep up with it. Keeping up with standard is work and effort. Whereas modern, you can stay pretty familiar with it, even not staying on top of it 100%, which is really why I'm looking forward to a new non-rotating format, even though standard is good. Justin, I'll let you pick. Do you think your deck can beat Valakut, or would you like me to concede this match and try the fourth one? I don't think so, Nivik. Driving across the Midwest in January really sucks. I don't think we can ever win this matchup, but it's Justin's dollar due, so I'm gonna let him pick. Does he want my 0-3 to happen against this deck or against something else? Hey, Billy, third line. Thank you for the 2-month resub there. All right, I'm gonna try another one. You don't think I can ever win either? Let's try one more. Let's try another creature-based deck, and then we'll move along to Thopter Gifts. I mean, we could probably beat, like, Bogles, right? Can we play against Bogles? Excuse me, Justin. It wasn't a candy bar. It was a Sunbelt Bakery almond sweet and salty bar, which is granola that has cleverly disguised itself as candy. So very clearly it's granola, so it's healthy. Thank you very much. Sweet for the meme, salty for the Twitch chat. Yep. I'll have you know, chat, that I went to my every other year doctor visit a couple of weeks ago, and they ran blood work, and my doctor confirmed that I do not have high levels of sodium. Thank you very much. I am, in fact, medically confirmed to not be salty. We have video evidence to the contrary. Listen, my doctor wouldn't lie to me, Twitch chat. Come on now. Okay. Maybe we can beat Dredge. I feel like beating Dredge isn't impossible. We have Terminus and Devastation Tide. We are going to... We're probably going to get hosed by Conflagrate. Must have been a Twitch chat, doctor. I am currently standing. Hey, look, it's another aggressive deck that has a way to kill us by not attacking. It's one of the many reasons Fogs is very bad in Modern. Oh, Justin, I think we're gonna be done with Fog decks after today. Peace, Nivik. Have a good one. The price of Fog decks is are Fog decks gonna join Lantern in the higher than $100 category? They might, chat. They might. I have personally ruined so many archetypes for chat. How does it make you feel, Zach, that Lantern is in the same category as Approach the Second Sun Fog? Does it make you sad? Can we name the no flight list the Justin list? If you had named it barbershops like you're supposed to, it would be a meme and Jeff would probably allow it. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, I just don't really enjoy the play patterns that Lantern Control generates. It's a deck where it's tedious to set up and then it's tedious when you win too. All right, chat. 6 good hits, 2 looks at him. Those were neither of our hits, chat. We didn't hit a Fog either. Like, even a Fog would have been a good draw here. Now we just, like, have to take 8 down to 5, and we're just, like, dead to Creeping Chills in the future. No, Hallowed One's great. I like Hallowed One a lot. Deck's a lot of fun. It's like Magic the Gambling. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep, my Dredge opponent. Do 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 do. So I actually can't just Devastation Tide here because my opponent will flute Bloodghast, but I'm just like dead to the Conflagrate, right? Just stone dead to the Conflagrate. I think fogs just aren't good in Modern. I need some Negates here. I think I'm actually just going to trade the paths for Negates to try and like maximize my ability to sweep the board rather than pick them off. Yeah, we had okay with approach in a traditional blue-white shell. It just like didn't really solve problems that the archetype had though. So we'll try one more game here, and then we're going to move along to blue-white Thopter Gifts. Try and mosey along from this hot mess. So my plan here with these Negates is to like Fog, Devastation Tide, and Terminus the board. Oh, I have 4 Rest in Peace in my sideboard. All right, we submitted 64 cards with Rest in Peace, so it's fine. Listen, I was so resigned to losing that I didn't realize we had cards that could be good in our sideboard, Justin, okay? I was so resigned to losing that I didn't realize I put cards in my board that said I didn't want to lose to Dredge. Rip it. Is there a home for Pack Rat? We played Pat Rat for a hot second inside of Green Black Rock. There's a league with it. It was okay. If you want some meme value in an otherwise competitive deck, it's probably fine. We're about to get beat down by Stinkweed Imps, aren't we? This is gonna be like Stinkweed Imp, go. Oh yeah, give me that sweet, sweet Bloodghast. Don't call shots. It's fine, just I've got Tide and Terminus. We should probably be able to stem the bleeding till we find that approach here. If you fetch shock recklessly, you can end your misery faster. Hey, Fangirl 0708, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keep supporting my content here this month and keeping me employed. Oh, yeah. Helix me, baby. Helix me. Draw some cards. Taking them off the green does take them off enchantment removal, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. It's a good suggestion. Poking around in the queue and I saw blue-red mill. Last I heard, Sphinx's tutelage was bugged. All right, we'll have to wait till they fix that then, Happy Man. It's good to know. Thank you for the heads up. It's a miracle! I believe in miracles. Beep pew. Beep doo. Beep doo. Look at our combo deck, chat. Look at our combo deck. It just pops up in too many spots, Hider. It was too much work. All right, waiting on a land and an approach the second sun here. Or is that too close to cheating on you? You should take over Kenskew. Do it. Taking over Kenskew will be cheaper than mine because he's just starting out. It might not stay that way forever. I bet you could dominate it for a while. Kent, your first day is going to be tomorrow, right? Or are you only doing standard donations, Kent? I think Justin was talking about modern. Justin will probably give you money to play Lantern. Hey, we're doing it! We're doing it! This match win has everything to do with Approach the Second Sun and nothing to do with this incredibly powerful sideboard card. Nothing to do with this incredibly powerful sideboard card, right? Knock amoeba. Termini. 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 Bye, friends. Jeff provides a lantern free safe space. Oh, should I board down from 64 cards? Too late. We won game 2 with 64 cards in our deck. Very obviously it is correct. Let's board down to 61. We found... Well, so far... Boarding up to 64 cards has a 100% win rate against Dredge, so it's looking pretty promising. Tide does bounce, rest in peace, doesn't it? I'm gonna keep this in the draw with a scribe. So Path is like okay versus Dredge, but with like what this deck is doing, I want to stick to my sweepers, I think, rather than the point removal. Because like I don't have other tools in my deck that allow me to leverage picking off one of their things with the path, right? Like I need to get rid of all of it. Is it a little cold in here, chat, or is it just me? Anybody know? Anybody else feeling a little bit cold? Is Trophy good enough to bring green-black decks back to power? Hot take, green-black decks have always been good. They're better with Trophy. They were fine before. All right, this is 2 Narcs, 3 Amalgams, I believe. So we've got 2 more shots at Termini here. No, Opt's pretty powerful, especially Opt. So the purpose of cards like Opt is they allow you to cheat on your land count. They also allow you to dig for Terminus more. So like getting twice as many looks for Terminus here, or getting twice as many looks at trying to be able to hit your land drop in the early game is a big deal. Yeah, I really wish we had a Stoneforge Mystic. We either have Terminus in our top 2 or we're dead here. Opponent was kind enough to put the Blood Gas into play before they attack here, so if we hit the Terminus, we get those 2. Opponent should definitely be attacking before they put these Blood Gas into play. And I just want to give myself the most possible looks to clean their board up here. So I'd rather opt now and try and keep my health total high. Magic's great. Magic's great. Can you believe that there are people who don't register for Terminus for Opt in their blue-white decks? Like, can you even, like, I don't, like, what is going through their mind to not register for Terminus for Opt in their blue-white deck? Like, what is even going on? How does it feel to be so good at man? It feels great, Frankenbean. Feels great. Now, unfortunately, we also needed to draw Rest in Peace there to have a chance. I think we're still actually dead, but, you know, we can feel okay about it for a hot second. You know, it's funny. The more Magic I play, and like after playing a bunch of Hearthstone, I honestly think that Magic has more variance than Hearthstone in it, and it's one of the things that makes it a better game. Like, I feel like there's this idea among TCG players that lower variance automatically means better, and I just don't think that's true. Yeah, I could have countered that, I suppose. I was kind of planning to hold these for Conflagrates, but... Yeah, exactly, right? Like chess, or Go, or Backgammon, or something like that. I would love to reveal Devastation Tide. Roll Tide! Bye, friends. Could you elaborate on the differences between in RNG between games? So Hearthstone lacks the biggest variance element that Magic has, which is resource variance. Magic has an absurd amount of resource variance where there are a lot of games where one player just doesn't get to play Magic between the mulligan system and like having lands or not having lands. That being said, Magic players are so ingrained in their game that they're kind of numb to resource variance in my experience. Whereas the variance in a game like Hearthstone is more in your face, right? Like a card like Collected Company or Aetherworks Marvel, for instance, doesn't have the word random written on it, even though those are absurdly random cards. Whereas like in Hearthstone, you have cards like Magic Missile that have the word random printed on it, so they generate this feel bad moment more often. Arcane Missile, sure. Yeah, that's the one. Not Magic Missile, I guess. Untapped land would be great here, because I get to Devastation Tide them. I think they have another Conflagrate, though, which is sad. I don't agree that Hearthstone has more variance in it. And just stating that without providing examples is going to get you timed out in my chat. So please remember, if you're going to refute something that I say, you need to do so in a constructive and specific manner. If there was one and only one feature we could import from Arena to Magic Online, my request would be the auto tapper. The auto tapper is quite absurd. It's very, very good. I got you, obvious. Yeah, exactly, Drago. The word random is hidden in those cards, which again, like, I feel like people undervalue like what they feel, right? Like those cards don't have the word random in them, so you feel less bad about it. Sure, but just like you can build Magic decks to mitigate resource variance, you can build Hearthstone decks or construct your decks or the game plan that you have in Hearthstone to mitigate the variance that's built into those cards. How do I feel about AOS champion variants? I find the lack of mulligan system kind of frustrating. I actually don't really mind the lack of mulligan system in champions because champions is often a slow enough game that you can take a turn or two to draw up extra cards two at a time at the beginning, which generally makes it feel pretty reasonable to me. I actually think champions has pretty little variance. The variance in champions is just in your opening hands and where your blessings get positioned. Need a miracle terminus here. I almost feel bad at this point. I almost feel bad at this point. Almost. We're probably still dead here, but this is funny, right? Like there's only 9 cards in their deck, chat. This isn't milling them out, it's putting them back into their deck. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right, so we promised, the chat demanded we give Justin a real wrap up for his league today. So as opposed to saying right click delete over here, I'm not going to do that. So the best way to improve this deck is if you select these cards here, you can right click on them and say remove selected, and then you can select these and you can right click on them and hit remove selected, and then you can select these and you can hit right click on them and remove selected, and then you can select all of these and you can hit right click on them and remove selected, and then your deck is a blank slate. And it could just be anything that your mind's eye wants it to be. Root Samurai, have some Bezo bucks. Thanks for the 2-month 3 sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And now look at that. Look at the deck. The deck could be anything you want it to be. Now the sideboard's good. These are all playable cards. Sideboard's great. Don't touch the sideboard. 4 negates, 4 dispels, 4 rip, 3 stony. All these cards are awesome. All right, so what do we got? I should probably kick Magic Online. It's lagging a little bit. I've been bad about shilling today. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday wherever you're at. I'm going to shill while we kick Magic Online. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time stream, meme, Magic content producing machine here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30 plus hours a week. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I love Magic and I love streaming here, but I wouldn't be here day in and day out doing what I do if it wasn't for the support of my very wonderful subs. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards at tune. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Cool Stuff Inc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Warhammer cards with them. BCW Supplies.com. Love to help you protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards and other gaming products and accessories. They do sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other great stuff. And you can save 10% on your orders at bcwsupplies.com using code Jeff10. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HoogleBedUS and bit.ly/HoogleBedCA. Oh, there was a Moto update. This is taking a while. There was a Moto update.